You're here. Welcome back. You know, it is fantastic to be live in front of this crowd. After years away, this is a great experience. Welcome, and it is a super pleasure to see you. It's not just a conference this year, it's a reunion. Somebody told me that yesterday. I promised them I would repeat it on the stage. 2 years ago, you know, this is one of the first events that didn't happen. Do you remember that? This was in that first wave of things that didn't happen. I was at a conference myself the week before this was scheduled to be. It was going to be right here in this hotel. And I came back from the other conference and we looked at the situation, we canceled it. We canceled it so abruptly that some of you were already here. I spoke to one of those people yesterday, but I don't think he was alone. I think there was a few of you who were here early. You'd come out the week before because Florida, and you'd wanted to participate in the show. You did all the travel, then you didn't get it. Finally, we're back where we were supposed to be. All right, 2 years later, after everything's changed, we're back here in the same place, and finally, we get to have our show. Now, in that time, in those 2 years, of course, the world's turned upside down. Everything's changed. And maybe most importantly for this show is the world's changed the way it feels about change. How agility used to be a luxury. We used to talk about it, but it wasn't the top of the priority list. And I think it would be fair to say that agility is a necessity. Every business in the world knows that it's got to be capable of a quick reinvention at any time. And Appian has spent the last 3 years thinking about exactly that and putting together the first end-to-end suite for building new processes. Low-code is not just workflow anymore. Low-code is robotic process automation, or RPA. It's artificial intelligence, or AI. It's intelligent document processing, or IDP. It's process mining. Low-code is much bigger than it was last time we were all together in a room. Now in the same platform, you can expect to discover your new processes by knowing what's inefficient in your organization and then go on to design that new process in workflow and then go on to automate it and execute it. And all of that's going to happen in the same platform. As organizations around the world were deciding that change was essential, we turned low-code into a change engine. It's more powerful. When you put all these components together, when you create a broader suite, it's more powerful, but it's also more accessible. It's a lot easier to get into it and to use it. So in a year, when every organization needs low code, we can fairly say that we have low code for all. We emerged from the pandemic with a very clear view of what low code offers. There's 3 core things that low code can give you. Those 3 things are agility, first of all, which is the ability to change your processes, change your corporation's behavior, adapt better to change, better customer service. Number 2 is speed. That agility is fast. You do it 10 times as fast as you could have with regular development methods. And number 3 is empowerment. By making this product more accessible, we've empowered more people to use it and some people to use it really quickly. Developers are far more productive, but non-developers, citizen developers, are now enabled. We are adding value to human labor. Now, the core value proposition here, these 3 things, that's what we think about all the time. These are the essence of what we're trying to develop. When we issue a new feature, when we add a new component, we're thinking about those 3 things above all. We want that value proposition to come to you. And I believe that it is coming to you. Let me show you some statistics. These are numbers not about us, but about you. The usage that you've made of this product. I want to show you a few things. Here's one of them. You've logged into the Appian platform in multiplying numbers. In the 2 years that we've been virtual, logins have quadrupled. We approached 70 million logins last year, and it would have been more if we could count the non-cloud users. This is pretty incredible growth. The growth in processes, however, is even more impressive than the growth in logons. It's up to 4.5 billion, billion with a B, 4.5 billion processes, which is up by a factor of 25 times over the number when we went public just 5 years ago. numbers like this, like logons and processes, are more important to me than revenue. They're more important to me than any number in our business. And the reason is that they show the value that you're getting. They show the usage that you're making, the new processes, the new applications that you are launching. This is what I'm really proud of. I'm also proud of how many of our customers stick around year after year. In any given year, 98, 99% of Appian customers decide to renew their subscription. That's an extraordinary level of customer satisfaction and customer retention. In fact, I am not aware of an enterprise software company that has a better record and a higher gross renewal rate than Appian. It means a lot to me. Maybe it's due to that high customer satisfaction, or perhaps alternatively, it could just be to the growing demand for Appian services, but whatever the reason is, our community actually doubled over the past 12 months. And not only has it doubled, but it's accelerating. I'm told that every one of the last 6 months has broken the record, the single month record, for most new members of our community. So we've broken it 6 months in a row. This is the kind of enthusiasm that really makes me pleased. I know we're doing something that matters because people keep coming to us, keep joining this organization. I'm really proud of these customer value slides. I promise, though, this is going to be the last one. Since 2019, Gartner has been running this Peer Insights Customer's Choice survey. And we've been Customer's Choice every year, every time. Not only have we been the choice every year, but we are the only Customer's Choice for organizations of greater than $1 billion in annual revenue, both of the last 2 years. And we're the only Customer's Choice for mid-sized businesses with more than $50 million of annual revenue, both of the last 2 years. And we're the only choice for customers in North America, in Europe, in Africa, and the Middle East, both of the last 2 years. So this is why we do this, right? We're really pleased. We're proud to be the customer's choice, but way more than that, we're proud to be your choice. And we're going to keep working to be your choice. We've done a lot in the past 12 months, specifically a lot in the last 3 months. We've done things that I want to share with you, important features. This is what we're doing. We're working to stay your choice. And I want to share with you some of those things that we've done. I'm going to start with the most important one, but I've got a few to share. The number one thing that we've done in the past few months has to do with process mining. Now, every organization, literally everyone, has some inefficient processes, but you may not know where to find them, right? You've got processes that take too much time. You've got processes that take too much money. You've got processes that make your customers wait for too long, right? It's important to find those processes and improve them. And you can, because you've got all the data you need. It's right here in your server room or in your cloud. You have a record of every action, every sequence, every cost, every delay. It's all here. Many different databases have part of that story. And in order to read the whole script, you just have to stitch them together. All right? Take a piece of the story from over here, and take a piece of the story from over here, and read them in sequence. There's an industry that does this. It's called process mining. In the past year, Appian has emerged in one of the world's best process mining products. And as of Q1, it was fully integrated. So this is our moment to present it to you and to talk about it. Let's talk about how this can help you. Here's a diagram that shows process mining. Very simple, straightforward product. It begins with those activity logs, and those are the databases that have usage information. And then we analyze them, which just means to match them up so that you can read sequences that happen across different systems. And the result of that matching up is a process mining model. So let's take a closer look at that process mining model. This maps the actions that occur during the course of a process. Right? There's a start node, there's an end node, and then there's a bunch of things that happen in between the start node and the end node, and there's lines connecting them, and there's junctures and recombinations, and this looks completely familiar to everyone in this room. And the reason is because it looks so much like this other model that you're very familiar with, right? It looks like a workflow process model, which is to say, process mining speaks our language. And that's a very important revelation. Process mining output is workflow input, right? Process mining describes the past, and workflow describes the future. Process mining describes the state of things, and workflow shows where you're going. It's two sides of the same coin. It's not merely that they're compatible, they are almost identical. Workflow allows you to do the one critical thing that process mining didn't let you do, and that is say what should happen in the future. Process mining was like a photograph, right? Telling you about the past, like an X-ray maybe, but you couldn't change it. And the thing that every process mining user surely wants to do is to take their mouse and click on that model and alter it, right? Change where the work flows. Delegate this job to a bot. Delegate that to a rule. Take away that inefficient side process, right? You want to get in there and change it. That's the one thing that everybody who looks at one of those process mining maps wants to do. We've made it possible. That, to me, is a breakthrough in process mining. Joining the diagnostic with the action, right? Going from the past to the future in the same environment is a breakthrough in process mining. And that's what we're done. Now, let me show you how the two are going to interact, how they do interact right now in Appian. Process mining will translate into a workflow so that you can edit and improve what you have just seen. Now, it's going to be very easy, but it's easy already, but we're going to make it completely automatic, right? We're working on that now. It's going to be automated. You'll be able to just kind of one-click transfer. Really looking forward to that. Now, you will use process mining to determine your workflow, and then you will circle back and use process mining to diagnose how much improvement you have made. You could do that periodically. You could check on your workflow to see how much better it is than the old process that you redeveloped. That critical difference, the quantifiability of that difference is going to really help us. It'll establish the return on investment of the effort that we have made. Process mining is not just a great way to improve your processes, it's a great way to communicate with executives and demonstrate the value of the investment and the time that we've all put into these works. So I think it's going to be a great part of the suite, and we're incredibly excited about it. Adding process mining into our suite created the first end-to-end process platform in our industry. Speed is important. Change is important. I think the world has said that very clearly over the past few years, and if you believe that it is important, then it makes sense to provide a no compromises answer to that need. And that's what we've done. We've tried to take away all the compromises. Whereas in the past, a buyer might have had to buy 3 different products, process mining, RPA, workflow, and try to stitch them together. That would have been complicated. That's compromise, right? We've put it all together so that the compromise is not there. And I'm not talking about nominal integration, but real, deep integration, synergy. We're focused on the synergy between these elements. We're talking about the interconnections. Our goal is not to offer a menu that includes 3 different items, but to offer one item, one unified suite with a single login, with a single interface, a common look and feel, reports that stretch across all of the elements, metrics that are universal, familiarity for your users, so you don't have to train them multiple times. It all just makes sense to them. A common upgrade schedule, so you can upgrade all 3 of them together as a suite. A unified licensing agreement. A single accountable party, that would be the single vendor, with a single helpline that you could call in case there's an issue and you don't get finger pointing between the different elements. The same services team should be able to implement all of these things. These are the benefits you get when you put together the components into a common suite. That's a no compromises approach to handling change, to building processes front to back. This is our #1 accomplishment this year, the unified low-code suite. And I think not only is it our top accomplishment, I think it's a real turning point for our industry. But there are a few other things, and I will spend some time mentioning them. A few years ago, Appian was one of the first companies to achieve FedRAMP, The government in the US has a policy that they do one deep security evaluation, and you get a certification for that, and then you carry that into every evaluation and every transaction that you do. So it's like I think they call it a evaluate once and use often approach to security. So we were one of the first to get FedRAMP. We're now one of the first in the world to get IL5, Impact Level 5. It's an exceptionally high cloud security clearance issued by the government. We got this ahead of almost everybody. Every one of our competitors is behind us in this. The only exception there is Microsoft, and I don't really consider Microsoft one of our competitors, but all the others, we're ahead of them. You can benefit from this, even if you're not working with the US government. You can piggyback on their scrutiny and understand our commitment to meeting the world's highest standards. We have also extended our solution suites. I'm going to talk briefly about just one new solution. This is financial services. We do a series of financial services solutions. They fit together like a suite. You can use them together or apart. And we have just announced a new one, the Know Your Customer. It's launching today. The connected Know Your Customer allows you to add Know Your Customer functionality into the set of customer lifecycle management applications that we sell as a financial services suite. KYC doesn't just occur in one process. It doesn't occur just at one time. It is pervasive. This is our approach to KYC, and this is what we're announcing here. We're announcing a KYC product that monitors continuously, stays involved. It's not one and done. It's pervasive. It throws flags whenever it needs to, and it feeds into the rest of your system so that you know when to launch a new investigation or follow up on a lead or take another look at a customer. This is the right way to do KYC, and the way we've got it wired together with the other components, the onboarding and the servicing, the way we've got them together as a suite allows you to use KYC the way it should be used, as a continuous presence instead of a one-time interference. Now, briefly, I'd like to give you an update on two big features from last year. We made a pre-release. 1 year ago today, we made a pre-release announcement of Appian Portals. Now it's live and it's in use. It's Appian's new front door. This is the easiest way for the public to access an Appian application. It's anonymous, you don't need a log on. It's scalable, incredibly scalable. In fact, this is Appian Portal in the picture right now, taking requests for attendance at a regional health fair run for the Laborers International Union of North America. They built this application in 2 weeks, and it removed all use of paper. It used to be a heavily paper-intensive process. The data is all stored in Appian. It's used to trigger and run processes. And literally hundreds of thousands of members get business done with that. They're basically Appian users. They just don't need a log on, and they don't have any training. They don't need any training. It's so simple. The organization that made this is making a bunch more at this moment. Probably my favorite feature from last year was low-code data. We all know from experience that data integration is the most challenging part of creating a new process or an application. And so we worked for years to bring the simplicity of low code to data integration. And finally, we launched that at Appian World last year. We allowed you to do your integrations with dragging and dropping. We allowed you to use data from around the enterprise as reusable objects. Just drag them into your application and drop them there. It was incredibly simple. It's a breakthrough in the way data can interact with Appian. And you've taken it, right? You've run with it. 37% of our customers now use low-code data, which is actually fantastic for 1 year out. It means that nearly every new customer has become a user of this technology, and many of the old ones as well. The result of this is that we're now collecting data far more easily and broadly than we ever did before. Appian has become a real data hub for enterprises. It's become so simple to tap into the various data sources around your enterprise, collect data, and bring it to bear on a decision. It's become so easy that people are doing it in vast quantities. Let me show you, in fact, just how this has taken off. I've got a chart here that shows you the incredible growth in data interactions through Appian. Now, admittedly, these go both ways. Appian can be accessed with APIs, and so Appian can both collect data from around the enterprise, and it can also serve data when you need data from within our system. It's very easy to get. I'm counting the total here of collections and services, and look how it's just taken off. There's more than 50 billion data interactions last year. So this is what we always hope for with a new feature. Delighted to see it. I began this talk with the hashtag #LowCodeForAll, and I was talking about the 3 ways that low-code benefits organizations and benefits people. And the third one of those was agility, speed, and empowerment. The third one was empowerment, and I mention that because I think low-code can democratize development. I think low-code gives people new opportunities. This is a modern, powerful technology that is easy to learn. And this is a moment of flux in the economy. People are seeking new jobs, new careers. A lot of people are switching. They call them new-collar workers. A lot of people are pioneering new paths professionally, and one great way to do that is to leverage a modern and easy-to-use technology like low-code. It's quick to learn, it's modern, it's powerful. One obvious example would be students. Students are all looking for a new career, and we have reached out to the schools. We've got programs running. University of Texas, Dallas is doing one of those. In fact, I met the guy who's running that program. His name's Gaurav. I met him in the hallway yesterday, and he says that his program is so popular that it fills within a single day when that course is announced. This is something people want to get into because they see the opportunity. It's not just for students, though. It's also great for veterans, right? Veterans have leadership skills and technological skills as well, but they're frequently a little bit off-market or maybe out of date in some ways. So they know how to use technology, they just don't know how to use today's technology. Well, that's a perfect setup. They're transitioning careers and they're good at learning tech, so they should learn low code. Low code is going to turn those old skills new and allow them to leverage the leadership capabilities that they've got. So anyway, students, veterans, the list goes on. We are giving away 1,000 free scholarships, which is both training and certification to students and veterans. And to learn more about this program, I encourage you to go to Low Code for All on our website.